I believe that technology in today's dentistry is really becoming probably more critical than it has in the past. And we use technology in a variety of ways. You know, we use email to communicate with our dentists and to communicate with amongst each other and with our patients. And we even have a communication with our patients where they'll receive confirmations on their phone or they'll receive confirmations via their email. And so a lot of our correspondence with our patients are vitally important from a technology standpoint. We have technology that is CAT scan technology. You know, we've taken the radiographic, the traditional x-ray in our office, and we have used computerized x-rays for quite a long time, to the point where we can take a computer picture of any of your teeth and have about 90% less exposure to you as an individual. And a lot of people are worried about that. You know, some people don't want to have any more x-rays than they need to, and we respect that. But I think the technology nowadays is you can provide that kind of care with very little harm or exposure to a patient, because that technology has gotten so good. We can take three-dimensional x-rays. I tell patients all the time, we can take a CAT scan of your teeth. You can look at things three-dimensionally, and what that does for me is it lets me look at things before I ever have to try to do any kind of procedure. I believe that it really helps us limit the complications, limit some of the problems that you can have, because if you plan it right and you have all this information kind of at your fingertips, you know, the ability or the likelihood to make a mistake really goes down greatly because you've planned so well. One of the things that we do for patients when it comes to kind of changing technology in the direct care of a patient is, years ago we would use a scalpel to do a lot of procedures, where nowadays we use our laser therapy. So just like LASIK surgery, you can have procedures done in your eyes with a laser beam, and we have really been doing that for the last 7 years for a lot of our patients, where we can address their periodontal conditions and really arrest their disease through a laser, basically a light of energy, and be able to treat them with a lot less discomfort. The comment we get most often is, how come they didn't do that to me last time? And the reality was the technology wasn't there when they may have had treatment, you know, 20 years ago. A lot of people don't want to go back to that old way of doing it, and they really value the technological advance to be able to do a pretty detailed surgery with a lot less discomfort. We have recently bought a implant planning software called Anatomage, and it's really interesting because that technology actually started out as a three-dimensional scanner for medical students, and that technology was such that you can see the entire human body on a computer screen, and within that computer screen image you can literally do everything you would do in like an anatomy lab. So that technology had started in medicine, and it has trickled down to dentistry, thankfully. And now what they can do is they can use that really advanced technology to help us dentists that do a lot of dental implant treatment. It allows us to plan properly, so that software gives me the information to be able to plan our surgeries so much better, so we can have a conversation with the patient and tell them, this is exactly what we can do for you, because I've seen it on this three-dimensional picture, and we can sit down together. And a lot of times patients are really intrigued to see their body like that. You know, you don't often get a chance to see yourself in 3 dimensions. And I think that it gives a patient really a better understanding of the kind of options that they'll have in the future if they choose them.